Worcester News tonight. The MBTA is installing a new center platform at Union Station. What the new platform will do for the city. Plus, a hit and run in Sutton. One person is dead. Police are looking for the driver. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. The MBTA announces Wednesday Worcester's Union Station will see significant changes in the coming years. Right now, plans have a center platform being constructed, which will allow multiple trains to operate in and out of the city. Our Cam Jandro is at Union Station tonight with more. Cam?
Anna, right now there's only one way in and one way out of Union Station if you're taking the train, and the MBTA says that's the basis for most of the complaints they get here in the city of Worcester. They're hoping building this new platform not only allows them to get more ridership, but also make it more efficient for here at Union Station. Worcester commuters will one day have access to more than one train. A new center platform is going to be built at Union Station, allowing the MBTA to have multiple tracks in and out of Worcester.
It will bring flow to the station. I think everybody's going to be happy that, it's going to improve the amount of people that needs to go through the station.
The new platform is expected to cost between $40 and $48 million. Senior project manager Maribel Kelly says the goal is to improve accessibility to trains, make the trains and tracks more resilient, and help expand options for commuters.
Of course, Worcester is either the first or the last stop, so it's about more than an hour and a half to get to the station.
30% of the design has already been submitted. The full plan is expected by next April. But the timeline is a major concern for Worcester Redevelopment Authority member Michael Angelini.
I think it's urgent for our economic success, as well as it is for the convenience of people who are here. People can live in Worcester, work in Boston.
The WRA owns Union Station. Angelini says the city and country is approaching an emergency, and the center platform needs to go in as soon as possible.
This country is going to suffer from a recession, and we all know what happens to them in terms of spending, in terms of projects. I think it's time for us to speak out and say we need attention.
Once construction begins, the project is expected to take roughly 2 years to complete.
Hopefully we have a finished product by August 2022.
Now again, some important dates to keep in mind. They want to have 75% of the plans submitted by November, 100% by April of 2020. They want to start construction in the fall of 2020. It's going to take about 2 years, and they're hoping it's done by the summer of 2022. In Worcester, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Exterior repairs at Union Station are complete. The city says some final items are still being addressed, but workers have taken down scaffolding and a blue tarp on the exterior of Union Station. 80% of the cost of repairs will be paid for by the Federal Transit Administration. Energy and Asset Director John Odell says it was a complicated project as they dealt with issues during construction, but says they found long-term solutions to fix them.
We hadn't touched the building since it was completed in 2000. So this was overdue, and I think part of that, because of the delay, made the problem a little bit harder to deal with. But ultimately, I think we have now a good plan going forward on how to maintain it, and we've got a structure that is going to last.
Odell says now that the main centerpiece is complete, they're looking at doing some more exterior pieces around the outside next, including the driveways. Members from the Massachusetts Department of Transportation came to Worcester Wednesday to discuss renovations to the Turnpike. They're looking for feedback on renovations to I-90 in Alston. Their goal is to go throughout the whole state to answer questions. The project in total will cost upwards of $1.2 billion, and construction won't begin until late 2022. MassDOT says the project will create open space along the Charles River, and connections for bicyclists and pedestrians will be enhanced. They're encouraging people to come to future meetings in the Worcester area because they say the project affects the whole state. Worcester's preliminary elections are less than a month away, and the city will be using new technology to assist at polling locations. According to Assistant City Clerk Nico Vangeli, every precinct in the city will have poll pads. The iPad replaces paper records to help cut down on long lines at the polls and create a more efficient way to keep records. Vangeli says Worcester is the first city in Massachusetts to use new technology, which can assist voters.
So if a voter shows up to a wrong location, we can use that technology to direct them to the correct locations.
August 21st is the deadline to register to vote. The office will be open until 8 p.m. on that day. A Sutton family makes a gruesome discovery in their front yard. A man out for a morning run is hit and killed and left by the side of the road. Now police are searching for the driver who took off. Our Brittany Schaefer has more.
Right at the base of the tree.
Wilfred Tremblay emotional as he recounts the moments his wife found a man's body in their front yard this morning. Sutton police say it appears the man was victim to a hit-and-run crash.
You know, it's unconscionable that somebody wouldn't stop. It just, I don't care if I was drunk, I'd stop. I feel really bad for the guy.
Part of Singletary Avenue was closed Wednesday morning as police investigated. Tremblay says his wife spotted a sock in the driveway around 6:30, but didn't see the victim's body until after 8.
She saw something in the driveway and thought somebody threw some trash in the driveway. Came back down around 10 after 8, and that's when she came down the stairs. She spotted him and came back up the stairs and woke me up. She was still on the phone with 911. I said, he's not with us anymore.
Neighbors say the street is narrow and some drivers travel too fast.
I felt sad, but I was not surprised. It's a very unsafe road to be on. There are 2 or 3 people that I'm used to, and I'm hoping that it was not one of them, but I'm assuming it probably was, so I'm sure I'm going to be hearing some sad news at some point today.
This turn here is pretty bad too. You can't see anything coming around that bend. I barely ride my bike on this road. I'd rather throw it in my truck and go somewhere.
Tremblay says there was a lot of debris from the vehicle in his yard, so he thinks the driver knows they hit someone.
There was a lot of plastic over near the telephone pole. I understand that he just moved here and he has a young son. I just feel so bad for the family. And I'm really upset that whoever did this didn't stop.
The district attorney is handling the investigation. Tremblay says hopefully police can use some of the debris left in his driveway to find the driver. In Sutton, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
One day after Berlin police shared dashcam video of a driver crashing into a utility pole, another driver hits that same pole. Police suspect Tuesday night's crash is also the result of distracted driving. They say one person was freed from the car and transported to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Just weeks earlier, dashcam video shows a car veering off Route 62 in Berlin, taking out the telephone pole and flipping over. The driver in this case admitted to texting behind the wheel. A water main break in Westborough turns a street into a river. The Westborough Fire Department sharing this video of the break Wednesday morning. A portion of Flanders Road from East Main Street to Longmeadow Avenue was closed until the issue could be resolved. One man who lives nearby says the street was completely flooded.
I went and checked in the basement whether it has affected things there. That seemed to be okay. And yeah, then after a while it stabilized kind of. All the water was gushing out with full force.
Some neighbors say their water was brown, but only for a short period of time today.